Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I've been hoping that I wasn't too late, and of course I have the graveyard shift, so thanks very much. On the other hand, being so late, hopefully the screen is a little bit more legible, and you can see a bit of the presentation. So thanks, Joe, for the introduction. I'm Nicole Esteban. I'm the project manager of SeaCams at Swansea University, and here today are researchers from Swansea, but also from Bangor University, and Mike Roberts is at the front here to answer any questions specific to projects that are presented from Bangor University's research and development. So everyone always asks, what does SeaCams actually mean? So I've explained it on the slide, sustainable expansion of the coastal and marine sector. And today I'm going to give a very brief introduction to SeaCams. A lot of you I know are aware of SeaCams, but then go on to present examples of research, collaborative research and development projects that we have either underway or have recently completed that are relevant to the demonstration zones in both Anglesey and Pembrokeshire. There are many other examples of SeaCams assisted projects, so what I'm presenting, the 8 projects, are just a small tranche of the research and development projects that we do. And I was very pleased to listen to the presentations by panel 1 this morning, because they were all companies that SeaCams has assisted over the last few years, so it's very nice to know that. So just to quickly give you an overview of the project, our objective is to promote innovation and expansion of the coastal and marine sector in Wales. It's a project that's funded through ERDF funding, partly and through the universities, starting in 2010 and finishing in June, at the end of June this year. SeaCams 2 planning is underway, and happily Carl earlier on said to me that WEFO were very strongly supportive of SeaCams 2, so we're currently discussing plans for the project. And what we can offer, it varies from project to project and different companies, from specific ways to assist a company in terms of product development or trialling a product either in the laboratory or field trials, but also through to technical expertise and access to laboratories and research vessels. So moving on to some examples of collaborative research and development, both in Anglesey Demonstration Zone and Pembrokeshire Demo Zone. The first one is, and the Anglesey Demonstration Zone has particularly been a focus in the last year by SeaCams, as WEFO granted an additional funding so that SeaCams could assist Mentamon and Morlice within the Anglesey Demo Zone. Not to forget the Pembrokeshire Demonstration Zone, and we're currently in discussion with how to focus more energy on the Pembrokeshire Demonstration Zone in SeaCams 2. So the first one is focusing on geosciences, so characterisation of sediment and distribution of sediment in the zone. The slide, if you can see it, demonstrates the level of multi-beam bathymetry coverage that we've obtained so far within the zone, and what it's showing is that there's a distinct variability within the nature of the seafloor in the zone, and so that helps to present the data necessary for consenting in the zone and also for positioning of devices. Next, we've been characterising physical oceanography in the Anglesey Demonstration Zone, and so that allows us to characterise tidal dynamics, and we've been using wave buoys and 5-beam ADCPs in the area. So the slide shows nearly 60 days of data from one of the recovered 5-beam ADCPs that's currently being analysed, and some of the images of instruments themselves, but we will be able to circulate the presentations to you, so you'll be able to see that in more detail. Moving on to marine ecology, looking at the habitats and bottom type and species composition within the Anglesey Demonstration Zone. So Tim Whitten has been determining the characteristics, and so that's to feed data to the regulator, and as referred earlier in one of the presentations that the demonstration zones, one of the powerful tools is that there can be a generic EIA made available, and so a lot of the data being produced can be used for these generic environmental impact assessments. And similarly with sediment processes, so what you can see here is a visualization plot, just about, of a model showing how sediment spoil is being dumped in the site as the activity moves across a tidal cycle. So also are the various instruments that we're using to look at nearshore processes, including laser particle sizes and instrumentation. Then we have carried out quite a wide range of marine mammal collaborative research and development projects, both to meet the needs of the marine renewable energy sector and also the regulatory requirements and fulfilling knowledge gaps. So here are just a few examples of different types of projects that we've been carrying out, varying from site characterizations for species diversity and abundance to the design of marine mammal surveys, including various techniques such as visual, aerial and acoustic. So we've been working very closely, as Kate said, also with NRW and assisting with development of survey technique recommendations and guidelines, but also working right on the cutting edge to develop novel ways to monitor cetaceans at high energy sites. So that's using floating hydrophone arrays, and that's underway. In a little bit more detail, in Anglesey Demonstration Zone, we've been looking to characterise marine mammal use of the zone with baseline data collection and also at the same time trialling various methodologies and targeting some of the questions about how activities will impact on marine mammals. So work has included transect surveys, then fine-scale distribution and behavioural surveys, to looking at diving behaviour to inform collision risk, and also testing devices which aren't yet on the market. And that's also been in collaboration with SAMS and SMRU. So moving to Swansea Bay just for a minute, and this is because some of the work that we're currently developing and testing with the tidal lagoon in Swansea Bay is of interest to developers who are looking to use the anchorage systems of offshore renewable sites for developing artificial reefs and enhancing biodiversity, and at the same time allowing them to leave those systems in place. So we're looking to enhance the ecological value of the lagoon, engineering artificial features into the wall, using byproducts from construction industry and mining industry to develop different composite materials, and creating new habitat within the enclosure. So this is relevant, well, particularly for Swansea Bay Tidal Lagoon and other tidal lagoons, but also for the offshore renewables. And then lastly, the last example is research commenced by LCRI Marine that has been continued since LCRI Marine has finished. But research is continuing, and also one of their projects is now supported by SeaCams, as Ian Fairley has come onto the SeaCams team at Swansea. And that's to continue work looking at the data of the wave buoy that was deployed at a Pembrokeshire site fairly close to the demonstration zone. So moving forwards, so SeaCams 2, we are working hard to ensure that the audit priorities are used to guide research and development projects that are being proposed within SeaCams 2. And we're looking forward to engage with audit, and I know you're very happy to hear it announced here. We're also asking you to please engage with us now as we develop SeaCams 2. We're developing the research and development projects. We've had a number of meetings within Marine Energy Pembrokeshire, quarterly meetings and working group meetings to ensure that the projects are targeted and we'll continue to have discussions, no doubt. We have a number of our projects that are currently displayed in the room just towards the back, so if you haven't already been to look at our posters, please do so. And we also have about 7 of the researchers who have posters there here today who are very happy to discuss further their research and also how we can continue to assist and prioritise the needs of the industry within our research planning. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Nicole. Have we got time for a couple of quick questions? 2 questions, Martin says. Quick ones, I'm guessing. Martin wants to get off.